What's up, everybody? League Manager Leo here. Week 10 in the books. Week 11 starting out tonight with Thursday Night Football. 3 weeks left until the playoffs, and we are pretty much deadlocked. Every team has a chance to make the playoffs with the exception of Tyler. I apologize, Mr. Moore, but you are mathematically eliminated. Everybody else still has a fighting chance. Everybody's within 3 games of each other. Casey and Mr. Jack, you guys are sitting on top, pretty much deadlocked for the playoffs unless you lose out. Especially with Casey, I don't see that happening. Jack, you lost Matt Schaub this past week. He's out for the season. That hurts a little bit, but LaShawn McCoy is the #1 running back in fantasy football. So I think you guys are sitting pretty. Casey, Arian Foster was the #1 scorer in fantasy this week. He's up to the #2 running back. Kind of wishing I would have picked him with that 3rd pick, even though MJD's #8 and still looking pretty good. You're peaking at the right time. Popped off 4 wins in a row. Koo, you're on a slide a little bit. 3 losses in a row. You're still definitely there to make the playoffs. Since I hated on you for that terrible trade you made a few weeks ago, I got to give you props for the trade you made with my dad to pick up Larry Fitzgerald. He was the #1 scoring wide receiver this past week in football. Nicely done. No surprise. Aaron Rodgers, #1 quarterback scorer this past week. He's the #1 scorer in fantasy by far, and is pretty much a stud. The reason the Green Bay Packers are undefeated. Looking good. Let's jump into some predictions for this upcoming week. Tonight, Jets go to Mile High to take on Denver. Denver's riding a 2-game win streak. They have God on their side, so I think God helps them win tonight. The Jets looked awful against the Patriots last week. Battle of the Bays, Tampa Bay, Green Bay at Lambeau. Sunday, Green Bay stays undefeated. Minnesota is hosting Oakland after getting embarrassed on Monday night to Green Bay. I think they turn it around. Green Bay just looked like too much for them. Oakland's defense isn't all that great. I think Minnesota turns it around this week. Buffalo's going into Miami. Miami started off the season awful. Buffalo started off the season awfully good. I think they've kind of switched roles now. Miami is starting to turn around. They're up to 2 wins now, which is more than I would have thunk them to have for the season. I think Miami stays hot, wins it. Cincinnati is hosting Baltimore after getting their butts, well, not their butts kicked. Cincinnati is hosting Baltimore after they got embarrassed by the Seattle Seahawks last week. I think Baltimore turns around. Speaking of the Seahawks, they're going into my boys at the Edward Jones Dome facing the Rams. The Rams already have 2 wins, which is more than I would have put them on for the entire season. So St. Louis has nothing to lose, and I'm not going to pick against them. I think they take Seattle out. Another NFC West battle. San Francisco is hosting Arizona at Candlestick. Arizona doesn't have a chance. San Francisco smokes them. Sunday night game. Philadelphia is going into MetLife Stadium to face the Giants in New York. Eli torched them for 4 touchdowns last time, which is why I'm starting Eli over Tony Romo this week. I think the Giants take them on, especially after they got beat by San Fran last week. I think they take this one against Philly. Philly stays bad. And then the Monday night game, New England is hosting Kansas City at Foxborough at Gillette Stadium. They looked amazing last week on Sunday night against the Jets. I think they stay hot and take Kansas City out, no problem. Yeah, that's all I got. Next week, I'll jump into some numbers and some magic numbers and all that stuff as far as getting eliminated in the playoffs. Good luck, everybody, with the exception of Gary. I'm playing you this week. Reese Jones-Drew is going to have like 17 touchdowns, and I'm going to win. That's my prediction for that. League Manager Leo signing out. See y'all next week.